This is a call to Mark Peirce at Broadmead Medical Centre on 01179 549 828 at 12:18 on the 12th of February 2020. I called after registering with Broadmead Medical Centre hoping to make my first appointment. After waiting on hold for about 5 minutes, I spoke to Mark Peirce. As I started the call and waited on hold, there was a guy who came and stood next to me and began making a call at the same time at the Bristol Backpackers Hostel. When the call connected, I explained I wanted to make an appointment and Mark took my date of birth. Mark Peirce introduced himself on my request and said he was a temporary staff member working for an agency to cover shortages. He said he used to be a member of NHS staff for around 2 years, 5 years ago, but is no longer employed and has been working on a temporary basis since as a receptionist. He sounds to be attempting to distort and disguise his voice throughout our conversation. When I asked if he was at his desk, Mark said he'd be leaving at 3 p.m. and taking his lunch at 12:45, 15 minutes from the time of my question. It takes 10 minutes to walk to Broadmead Medical Centre from where I was. I said I wanted some counselling after being discharged from hospital. He confirmed I was registered but said an appointment wouldn't be available until the 27th. He then tried to offer me an informal appointment over the phone but said he couldn't send an email to confirm this first. I said I'd been the victim of fraud and didn't want to speak to a doctor on the phone, and Mark tried again to encourage me to see a GP informally on an ad hoc basis following a cancellation rather than making an official appointment. I clearly said I wanted an appointment by arrangement to see a GP. Mark then tried to persuade, or you could argue trick me into deferring to a telephone appointment, even though I'd clearly said I wanted to see a GP face to face. He booked the appointment for Thursday the 27th at 10:20 a.m. I asked him for email or text verification, but he refused, saying he didn't know if this was possible. Both of these services are available to all patients at Broadmead Medical Centre. I asked how it was possible after years in the job booking appointments that he didn't know how text or email confirmation works. He deflected the question, saying that he'd only been working for 2 years as a receptionist, not 7, as I'd said. Mark had said minutes before that this was 5 years ago and had predated his subsequent period of temporary work through an employment agency. At best, he'd worked there for 2 years permanently and 3 temporarily, and either way should know both email and text message confirmation of appointments are commonplace. Mark put the call on hold and returned saying they'd send a text. This text never arrived, and when I phoned to ask why, they didn't answer the phone for over 15 minutes. Check out the next video for more details. The text didn't come from the normal NHS text server either. He said the appointment was with Dr. Wolfgang Walter and confirmed my phone number. I asked if I could verify him in person and he said he'd be taking a break soon. So in summary, points of relevance. Mark said he was a temporary staff member and didn't work for the NHS. He audibly attempts to distort and manipulate the natural tone of his voice at numerous points. He was leaving the office before I could travel there and claimed to be finishing 3 hours before the reception closes for the day. He tried to offer me a phone appointment after I'd clearly said I didn't want one. He said he didn't know if Broadmead Medical Centre provided text or email confirmation of appointments after over 2 years working booking appointments for patients. The text never arrived. Check out the Google Drive folder in the comments for full details available to download. Here's some details of the call recording file. So this is the forensics for the call to Mark Peirce at Broadmead Medical Centre on the 12th of February 2020 at 12:19. You can see this is the call log from the Samsung Galaxy S6 I used to call. There's the call log. You can see there that it was called at 12:19 for 18 minutes and 19 seconds. If I go to the Cube ACR app, this is the application that I used to record the phone call file. You can play that out of the application there.
Medical Centre and Walking Centre. Which would be this anything. I mean, that really, I'd like to have some engagement and such.
That's there. You can also show on the map with this one. They've updated the maps now. They show 3D maps, which is pretty cool. It does sometimes give a slightly inaccurate reading. I was actually in the hostel at the time. It makes it look like I was stood just over the road. I was kind of like here in the Bristol Backpackers in the lounge, not stood there. But it shows my approximate location on there. And what I'll also do, go into my files. So this is the internal storage for the Cube Call Recorder app. Go into all of those and they go down to 2020.
Hello, Dave.
On the side, oh, there you go, you can see that. Go to the 12th of February 1219, that's on 1.68 megabytes.
To Broadmead Medical Centre and
And
Walking
that's going to
Centre.
play
If you
now.
are suffering from a life-threatening medical emergency, hang up and dial 999 now.
I'll be playing through
Please listen to
VLC
the
Media
following
Player.
options carefully.
That's the same
Please
file,
note,
which
our
is
telephone lines
uploaded,
are recorded for training and quality
as you
purposes
can see.
and are generally left busy after 10 a.m.
Then you can do that.
So that's the call to Mark Peirce.
Well, that's what we have at the moment. That's the next available weekend.
That's it.
Welcome to Broadmead Medical Centre and Walking Centre. If you are suffering from a life-threatening medical emergency, hang up and dial 999 now. Please listen to the following options carefully. Please note, our telephone lines are recorded for training and quality purposes and are generally left busy after 10 a.m. For walk-in centre inquiries, please press 1. If you wish to book or cancel an appointment, please press 2. If you are inquiring about test results, please press 3.
Your position in the queue is 2.
Did you know that you can get an online record to book and cancel appointments and also manage your repeat prescriptions? If you're interested, please speak to a member of our reception team. Please be advised that we cannot take prescription requests over the phone. These need to be made in writing to the practice. We can accept emails, and our email address is on our website. Thank you.
Your position in the queue is 1. Your position in the queue is 1.
Broadmead Medical Centre, Mark speaking. How can I help you?
Hello, good morning, Mark. My name's Brodie McLeod. I came in and registered with your centre about a week and a half ago.
Okay.
I've had a mental health condition for a little while, and I've been in hospital for about 12 months.
Okay.
I was released a couple of months ago, and I've been staying in Bristol.
Yeah.
But I haven't had any engagement with any psychiatric teams
right.
for a little while.
What's your date of birth? Sorry, sir.
Yeah, I'll give you all my details. I am a little bit paranoid, and I'm quite hypervigilant sometimes, so I hope you don't mind, Mark, me just confirming your details before we go into the call.
Yeah, sure.
What's your first and second name, please, mate?
My name is Mark, and the surname is Peirce, P-A-R-C-E.
Okay, so that's Papa Echo Alpha Romeo Charlie Echo, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Okay, and what do you do for Broadmead Medical Centre, Mark?
Well, I don't work here, actually. I'm temping here. I work for an agency.
Okay, why is it you're picking up the phone today?
Because I work for an agency whereby they ask me to work when there's shortage of staff here. So that's what I do.
Okay, so you're not a permanent member of staff?
I'm not, correct, yes,
okay.
that's right.
How long have you been temping for Broadmead Medical Centre?
Well, I used to work here for 2.5 years, but I haven't worked here for about 5 years, but I've been temping about 7 years now. So I work here whenever they need me, really.
Okay, fine.
Yep.
And what's your job title?
Well, you just call it receptionist, yeah.
Well, what does it say on your placement?
Receptionist, sir, yeah.
Receptionist. Okay. Are you at Broadmead Medical Centre today?
I am, yeah. You're calling Broadmead now, so yeah, that's where I am, yeah.
Okay, so if I walk down there, you'll be there, yeah?
Well, I'm here till 3:15 today. I'm taking my lunch at 12:45.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so my date of birth, Mark, the 28th of June, 1986.
28th of June, 86. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So how can I help you, sir? Sorry. You want to book an appointment, presumably, with the doctor?
Yeah, I'd like to have some engagement.
Yeah.
I used to speak with a psychiatric nurse on a regular basis. Somebody in Devon. That was something called the STEP team, which is the specialist team for early psychosis. But what they do is a continuation of support where they have psychiatric outreach workers who just provide sort of consultation on a regular basis. That can be, as little as kind of like half an hour once every 2 weeks, or as much as kind of like an hour 3 times a week. But it's just a psychiatric nurse that you can liaise with, talk about sort of care plans and treatment, and obviously put in touch with medication if necessary, and some other bits and pieces like that. So I mean, that really, I'd like to have some engagement with some psychiatric outreach team. I was admitted to the BRI, and I was told that I was going to be given a bed in a psychiatric ward as an informal patient. I waited there for about 5 days, and then the staff basically changed their decision. They said they were having a lot of trouble with bed allocation, and there was quite a lot of backdated issues with people who were there was just a real shortage of beds nationally. So I ended up to start with, I was in sort of majors, which was a little bit weird. I got put into the major trauma unit and in the BRI. I stayed up for about 45 hours without any sleep, and then eventually got taken to a ward downstairs, taken to a ward up on sort of the top floor, and eventually they just sort of turfed me out and said that they weren't going to be doing that, but they did give me the details. They sort of said, by all means, get in touch with psychiatric teams in Bristol, and if you go and register with a GP locally, then you can do that. So I've completed my registration with you. So I guess the first thing to do, Mark, would be just to see if you can verify those details. I came in and spoke with your colleagues.
Yes, we have you on. We have you on the system here, so you're on the. That's as registered at the surgery. Yeah.
All right, brilliant. So if I want to make an appointment with you,
I can book you in. What I'd say at the moment, in terms of routine appointments, the next available will be on the 27th. But what I could do for you, which would be sooner than. Yeah. So the next routine appointment is on the 27th of February, which will be with the doctor.
And how long is that away from today?
So that's just 2 weeks' time. But
what I wanted to book an appointment with a GP, I wouldn't be able to see one for over 2 weeks.
That's correct. Yes, that's the next available.
Why is that? Why is that, Mark?
Well, that's what we have at the moment. That's the next available weekend.
That's just, primary care trusts are really stretched. Is that's how it is?
Well, that's what we have available currently, Mr. McLeod. I mean, what I was going to suggest, if you wanted something sooner, would be I could get a doctor to call you, which would be this coming Saturday. So I can get that arranged for you now, if you prefer.
Could you get somebody to send me an email?
We wouldn't be able to send an email through, no. But I can get a doctor to call you on. We wouldn't send an email through for that.
Well, if they can make a phone call, surely they can send an email. I mean, it's 20. What difference does it make?
Well, it's just that's the protocol, Mr. McLeod. I can happily put you in for a call on Saturday the 15th, if you like.
I'm not really very good at speaking on the phone. I've had quite a lot of hoax calls from people, and I've had quite a lot of cybercrime where criminals have impersonated the NHS and patched calls on my mobile phone through to them. So I'd be a little bit reluctant. Yeah. Obviously, waiting 2 weeks is not great. I would be a little bit reluctant.
Well, what you could do,
call, because I'm sure I'm sure you're genuine, and I'm sure the person would be genuine, but there's I'd feel quite concerned. I have quite a lot of trouble trusting people on private numbers that phone in, because sometimes they aren't genuine, and that's been related.
Yeah, no, I can understand. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing I can say at the moment, I can book anything at least till the 27th. I mean, if you wanted something that was sort of more urgent, your best option would be to call first thing in the morning, because we do release appointments on the day. So if you were to call us at 8 o'clock or 12 o'clock tomorrow, or alternatively come in at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Any cancellations at the GP?
Exactly, yeah. So there may be a chance we get you seen tomorrow for an appointment with a doctor.
That's not the worst idea in the world. I mean, I guess let's book in that appointment provisionally, because if I'm here, I've been staying in hostel since I was kicked out of the BRI. So I have got a home in Devon.
Sure.
But I can't get back there at the moment because of my mental health and some other issues.
Sure. Well, I can. Yeah, that's not a problem. I can book that.
It'd be really, really valuable. But I appreciate. Yeah. I guess I've got to go through.
So you get a phone call.
GP to get that referral. I mean, do you know if that's right? Is the GP the only person?
Yeah. You would need a referral. You need a referral from the GP. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if I've left hospital with a discharge letter, is there any way is there like a continuation of care that should happen from that, or?
That's something you need to discuss with the GP. I can't comment on that, unfortunately. But I can arrange, if you want to, I can book this phone call in. But yeah, otherwise you'd need to call first thing sort of tomorrow morning for a sooner appointment.
Yeah. Okay,
but I'm happy to book you in now if you want the phone call on Saturday. That's not a problem.
Say again.
So yeah, did you want to book in for the phone appointment? Sorry.
I'd rather speak with somebody face to face. I'm not really that confident over the phone.
So I would
that clear as well. I mean, I'm in a hostel at the moment, as you probably hear. There's someone hoovering the floor around me. I might be out in town. It could be a windy day. Anything. Really, phone calls aren't really ideal. And also, the worst case scenario, Mark, is that I'd missed a phone call and I just end up with a voicemail, phone somebody back, can't get through to them. I'd really like to sit down and speak to a GP face to face and just say, look, if we can get in touch with the psychiatric team, that'd be great. What are your medication options? And sort of go from there, because I'm not really, phone call isn't my sort of preferred method of contact.
Right. Well, I would try and call first thing tomorrow morning then, sir, and see if we can get you on the day appointment.
Let's book in that appointment on the 27th. Did you say?
On the 27th. Yeah, I can do that for you. Yeah.
Okay. What time?
Just 1 second. Right. So we've got Thursday the 27th at 10:20.
Say that again.
10:20 on the 27th.
20 past 10 on the 27th of February.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, and where would that be?
At Broadmead Medical Centre here at the surgery. Yeah.
Okay, fine. And how can I confirm? Can you send me a text or an email to confirm that?
You might just want to write it down for the moment. I don't know if we send text reminders, unfortunately.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
You must send text reminders. Every appointment I've ever made with a GP, I've got a text message in my life.
Okay, right. I'm not sure if they do send them here or not. I'm afraid I don't know.
I thought you'd worked there for 7 years.
Well, I have, but what I'm trying to explain is that it's
either
been a
they
while
do or they
since I
don't.
worked.
I mean, surely someone who's worked.
Well, if you hold the line after. if you hold the line, sir, I'll find out for you.
So you don't know the answer to that question after working there for 7 years?
I haven't worked here. I said I worked here for 2.5 years, but
sorry, 2.5 years.
Yeah. Just hold the line. I'll see. I'll let you know.
Who is it you need to ask, Mark?
So anyone who's around at the moment, I'm just on my own here at the moment. So if you just hold the line, I'll see if I can find out for you.
All right, mate. Thank you.
Just give me a minute, okay? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we'll send a text reminder through for you, Mr. McLeod. Yeah, that'll be sent through.
That's brilliant.
Yep.
I really appreciate that, Mark. So that's going to be,
okay.
Just to confirm so I can remember, I will write it down as well. Got a card here. So that's going to be, who's that going to be with?
It's for the Dr. Walter you'll be seeing.
Okay, so can you spell that for me? Can you give me his details?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, it's Walter.
What's the first name?
Wolfgang Walter, yeah. So Wolfgang.
And then Walter is Whiskey Alpha Lima Tango Echo Romeo, yeah?
Correct, yes, that's right.
Okay, and that's a GP?
It is, yes, the doctor, yeah.
Great, okay, and that's going to be, so I'm just writing it down on this card that your colleague gave me. It's going to be on the 27th of February. 2020, and that's at 10.
At 10:20, yeah.
10:20.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. And you're going to send a text through to this phone number?
There will be a text message sent through, yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay, can you just confirm you got the right telephone number for me, mate?
Yeah, I've got 0757 671 3026.
07573 713 026.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely my phone number. Okay, so that's brilliant. Well, look, it's probably a good idea, good thinking coming in maybe in the morning to check for cancellations between now and then. But
yeah, correct.
I'll look to see if I can get an earlier appointment. But if not, I guess 27th, and that's just going to be in the Broadmead surgery there with you. Yeah?
In the surgery here, yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And like I said, I am a bit paranoid sometimes. If I do pop down to the surgery today, you're going to be there until what time? Like literally, all it will be just to say, hello, your name's Mark, and you work for the GP, and just so I know it's all genuine. Like
I'm here till 3. I'm here till 3:15 today. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm taking my break in about sort of 10 minutes. So I'll be back here.
I'm probably not going to pop down, but just in case I need to. Like it's just one of those things. Yeah. I've had quite a lot of fraud, and I've got quite one of my sort of problems is that I have to be quite high.
Well, yeah, I'm going to be here till 3:15 this afternoon. Yeah.
Okay, fine. All right. Okay. Thank you very much for your help.
Okay, you're welcome.
Look forward to speaking to Wolfgang on the 27th.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.